What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Pikmin 2. Last time, we discovered the existence of underground dungeons and found a treasure that allowed us to go to a new region. So this time, we are heading to that new region, the Awakening Woods. So let's go ahead and get into it. And apparently on this planet, if you go just slightly to the east, there is no snow. Good morning. It should please you to know the purple Pikmin are lodged safely in my hole. The confines of my interior seem to suit them perfectly, though they do occasionally tickle me. Stand in the ring of light below me and press the A to call the purple Pikmin out. Alright, instead of actually doing that, I want to switch over to Louie and pull out all 55 of the red Pikmin, because we're doing a bit of multitasking today. And I want to get as many of them as possible, and I want to run over here, because right over here is a black gate, or a black wall, as well as these two plants. These are called red, as they grow, actually. These are called red burgeoning spiderwort, which we will go over in a second, because I actually want to put my Pikmin onto this gate instead. And then Olimar, I'm going to have pull out the 10 red Pikmin. Or 10 purple Pikmin. Because Olimar is going to go on a killing spree, to be honest. As you can see, we have the homing of the purple Pikmin, as well as the stun chance of the purple Pikmin, which is very good for taking out these enemies. Which is why I'm preferring to use the purple Pikmin over the red Pikmin for this. As well as I want... Actually, I only need one of you to carry that. I want them to carry back that treasure, because that is the one treasure we are going to be able to get above ground today. And then we're just going to use the rest of the purple Pikmin to kind of enhance the amount of red Pikmin we can get. Because right now the red Pikmin are just getting the wall built, or the wall broken down. And we have new enemies here. These are female shear grubs. They appear out of the ground when you get close to them, but they are also completely harmless. They cannot hurt you, and they are just for getting, like, I think they give you 2 Pikmin. So they don't give you a ton, but they do eventually help if you want to get more Pikmin. And once we get all of them, I want to check on the wall, which is going pretty smoothly, actually. And there was another enemy here. There it is. That is a honey wisp. Honey wisps are when you hit them, which I apparently won't be... Oh, I will be able to show. Once you hit them, they drop nectar. And nectar is very nice, because once nectar is dropped, you can swarm it with Pikmin, and it will transform them into their most full state, which I will explain in a minute. But the strawberry is a sunseed berry and gives us 170 value, which gives us over 1,000 on day 3 already. 10% of debt recovered. And to show this nectar, we are just going to swarm it with as many red Pikmin as possible. The Pikmin that drank the yellow nectar instantly matured into flower Pikmin. It appears to have enhanced motor skills. What a wondrous nectar. How intriguing, like plants, Pikmin mature from leaves to buds to flowers. Captain Olimar, you must share the information you have with your subordinate Louie. And as the ship just said, the, I guess, life cycle of a Pikmin starts with leaves, and then goes from leaves to buds, and then buds to flowers. But if you get nectar, you can skip past the whole bud stage, and just get flowers. And I'm going to leave those Pikmin in the ground, for Louie to grab. Which I'm actually going to run around this direction, so I don't grab any off Pikmin, which I already did. You stay here. And we have a new enemy here as well. This is a red berry. Astounding! This red berry contains the ultra spicy essence. It does not appear to have any monetary value, but I shall research potential uses for it. Bring me more specimens. But this enemy right here is a cloaking burrow knit. Louie, has Olimar instructed you on the particulars of the Pikmin creatures? He's going to give us more that we don't need to know. That's disbanding. That's grabbing Pikmin. Okay. And this is how you switch Pikmin. Then, while you hold A, press R to switch between different colored Pikmin. This is the first time you have heard this, Olimar. Remember to properly train new employees. Chip, this is not the time. Do you not see what is in front of us? I am holding right a lot because the burrowing, or the cloaking burrow knit, will do that, and unfortunately kill the Pikmin it gets. Thankfully, I was able to kill it that time. I lost a purple Pikmin though, which is devastating. What they will do is they will hide in the ground, and they have a hard shell on their back, so they will basically negate any damage from their backs, and you have to hit them in the face. But when they attack, they shoot their nose out, or their proboscis or whatever, and if you wait too long, they will eat the Pikmin, or liquefy the Pikmin into being eaten. But with enough of the red, spicy fruit that we just got, Captain Olimar, my research on the red berry you discovered has yielded a powerful potion. Behold, the ultra spicy spray. Although it is untested, I believe it will have spectacular results. Spray it on all your Pikmin by pressing down on the arrow pad. When necessary, I can produce 1 bottle of spray from 10 berries. Press plus to contact me and confirm your berry count by pressing left on the keypad. And that gives us 1. And I believe standing right here, if you stand here, you can see a new enemy. See if you can spot what's different here. I'm going to disband. And if you notice, the plant that my cursor is on right now, it's blinking at me. So if I run up on it, this is a creeping chrysanthemum. And if you dodge its attack, it will hit itself. And this is not how I want. I want to be able to stun it as much as possible. And basically, you have to be able to see the eyes of the creeping chrysanthemum in order for you to even know where it's at. So it's very important to keep an eye out on the plant, because all of these plants have the possibility of being a creeping chrysanthemum. And I believe we need more purple Pikmin to actually get this. Yeah, we need 200. So I believe what we are going to do now is we need to grab these reds and have them attack this one, because that one still has berries, and I need to go grab these Pikmin. And as you can see, if you leave Pikmin in the ground for long enough, they will start to progress in the stages of their life. So, since these Pikmin have been in the ground for a while, they progress from leaves to buds, and if I left them for even longer, they would become flowers. But I do not want to leave them for that long. So we are just going to pick all of them. And we already have 2 of the spicy sprays, which is very nice. And I think that's all of the berries. So we are first going to run over here. And this is a new plant, technically. This is grass, and it's very helpful, because if you put Pikmin on it, it will pull nectar out of it. Alimar, we have a problem. The onion has ceased ejecting seeds. Is it malfunctioning? Interesting. It now seems the number of life forms within the onion has increased. Didn't you note that no more than 100 Pikmin will venture into the planet at once? But I currently observe only 95 on the surface. Could there be wild Pikmin somewhere? And we are just going to try to flower as many of these Pikmin as possible. I believe all of these are done, so I'm just going to bring Olimar back over. And this this poor purple just struggling on along. Go ahead and help him, everyone. We're just going to attempt to get as many Pikmin as possible. And you want to have as many Pikmin on the field as you can. As they said, we can only have 95 on the field right now for some reason. But if you have the max number of Pikmin that you can have on the field, then no more Pikmin will be sprouted, which means you don't have to pick any more Pikmin, which saves you a lot of time in the long run. And we are just going to try to get every Pikmin we have flowered right here, which I believe that is everyone. It's also really cool that the purple Pikmin get a different color flower. The purple flower, to be specific. Because we can, let's go ahead and grab more of these, because what we're doing next actually takes us away from all of this, so we don't want to do that too quickly. We want to get as many of these sprays as possible, because they are very useful. But that's done, and we don't need you there anymore. And we're just going to run over here and wait for these 10 to get done. Alright, now that we have gotten every single one of the red spicy berries, we can actually do what our main objective is for this episode. And that is to wait for the purple Pikmin and run over here and head down this area of white petals. Or I guess these are like cherry blossom petals. Berserk! Biological sensors are reacting violently. The readings are ominous. A beast of unknown power lurks in these depths. A large Pikmin group would be reassuring. My sound sensors are picking up hostile roars of many beasts. Expect dangerous encounters. Sensors are also showing extreme heat pockets. You may need flame-resistant Pikmin. But my records indicate no such data. Are my records incomplete? And if we go up to here, welcome to the Hole of Beasts. Again, the joke is too easy. And as you can see, you do need red Pikmin for this because there are fire hazards. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this dungeon with all 95 of our Pikmin. And in all honesty, this is not a hard dungeon, considering it is only our second one. But you are not a new enemy. Get out of here. We do have new enemies somewhere around here. There they are. The purple ones are male shear grubs. And they are actually dangerous because they will eat Pikmin if you allow them to. Okay, no, they didn't actually eat any Pikmin, thankfully. They are the only new enemies on this floor, but you do want to look out for them because they will come out of the ground and attack you if you are not ready for them. And you want to be as thorough as possible. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here and release the Pikmin, and I'm just going to have Olimar stand over here because there are more sheer grubs. And we get a arrow pad, a Stone of Glory. 100 Pokos for that one. And because that is the only treasure in this location, we can hit triangle, grab all the Pikmin, and then we can hit triangle again and just have Olimar jump down to the next level. This is much safer than trying to run through all of the male sheer grubs. Because we can just go on to sub-level 2. And I believe this sub-level is also not a dangerous one because I don't even think there's enemies in this sub-level. It is literally just more candy pop buds. That enough? Oh, we didn't throw 5 into that one. My bad. There's those two. Are there any other candy pop buds, or is it just those? There's our hole to go deeper. There's an egg. There's another egg. I guess it's just these two. So we get 10 more purple Pikmin, which is good because I already lost one. And there is no treasure on this level. So we just need to get all of our purple Pikmin. And the reason that there are eggs on this level, none over here, is because the eggs work the same as the honey wisp, which, if you hit them, they will create nectar or other things, depending on your luck. So that's most of them. Are there any lagging behind? I think everyone is actually already a flower, but we'll see what's in here. That is more nectar. Does anyone need nectar? Anyone need nectar? No? Okay. And let me just make one more sweep through. I'm fairly certain there are no treasures in this level, or on this sub-level, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And we're just gonna head down here. Alright, on to sub-level 3. And our first example of fire hazards. This is the whole reason you need to bring red Pikmin. And in fact, they're the only Pikmin I'm going to run around with here. Because I would rather not risk my purples being fried alive. These fire geysers can actually be deactivated if you want to. There's not a whole ton of reasons to do it if you're just running around with red Pikmin. But you can, which means I'm probably going to. And we're just gonna knock all these out. And a lot of my red Pikmin are just kind of hanging out. Grab all these and grab a piece of technology that doesn't exist anymore. But first, Shogi. Or this is a Mahjong piece, actually. Strife Monolith. That's pretty funny. And 150 Pokos. But we get to grab some ancient technology here. I say, when I may or may not have used one of those before. And that's literally everything on this floor, so I'm just going to skip ahead till we get this floppy disk back. Alright, what's your name for a floppy disk? Cosmic Archive. That's awesome. If it isn't abundantly clear already, I don't know the names that it gives every single treasure, so I'm looking forward to seeing every single name as much as anyone else would be. But with that, on to sub-level 4. And I believe this is the second to last sub-level. And again, I believe there are fire geysers everywhere, and a giant red Pikmin that's just hanging out. Let's go ahead and obliterate this thing. Go, purples! show it no mercy. And we are just going to grab these and bring them back to home base. I want to separate so I can actually grab my reds and start going around. And funnily enough, that red Bulborb is the only enemy on this floor. They really let you have it easy on this second dungeon. But this is a Game & Watch system called the Dream Architect. I like it. It's sad that I can't see the back of it, but 280 Pokos. And let's go ahead and... I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of these fires because I don't need to. Instead, we are just going to see if we can find the other treasure that is here, because I do know there's at least one other treasure. Oh. Well, you're not a treasure, but I'll take it. I will not say no to more purple Pikmin, if I'm being perfectly honest. Come here, purples. You're coming with me. And there's nothing else over here, so let's go ahead and head back over this way. Where is this thing? Let's go ahead and get these purple Pikmin flowered. Okay, good. I was actually able to get all of them flowered. Thank you. And again, I just need the reds for this. It should be... There it is. I'm like, I know there's another treasure here somewhere. Let's get a playing card. And I'm just gonna wait over here by the exit. And again... Actually, no. It's not very far away. We're just gonna wait for this to get back. And then we're gonna head to the boss arena. What do you got for a Nintendo playing card? Which is a piece of history from a long while ago. For people who don't know, Nintendo actually started as a playing card company, which means this is an actual Nintendo playing card, which is a really cool piece of knowledge. But calling it a lucky wafer is kind of on the nose, don't you think? And already at 2,000 of our debt paid. So let's go ahead and head to the final floor. Alright, sub-level 5. So, yeah, there's a thing here. This is our first example of that dungeons now have bosses, because the first dungeon we did not have a boss. And I highly recommend leaving your red Pikmin behind. In fact, I'm going to put them with Louie, just to make sure they don't try to come after us. And we want to run over here, and we're just going to start tossing onto this very large lady. This is Empress Bulblax, and she is not a very big threat here. She will, one, be asleep whenever you find her, and whenever she shakes like that, she will start rolling back and forth. And if Pikmin are where she rolls, she will cause them damage. So you want to pull off the Pikmin whenever she starts to freak out. And if you get them back, she's literally no threat at all. I recommend using purple Pikmin very heavily because they do so much more damage. So it just makes this fight go quicker. But it is semi-risk versus reward because you do have to risk your purple Pikmin in that sense. But with that, Empress Bulblax is down. Very much easier than Emperor Bulblax from the first game. How bizarre. This device is emitting black light. It must have been ingested by that creature. What an absolutely repulsive life form. Our return to Hakate cannot come soon enough. And this is also, I guess it's not our first example of it, but this is an example of another treasure that has more purpose than just being treasure. And this one is very nice to have. In fact, it is probably what I would call one of the most important treasures in the entire game. And you will know why in a second. This is a love tester. This is actually a prototype detector, and it gives us 200 Pokos, but that is not the important part of this. This contraption seems to react when it approaches treasure. I will connect it to my radar. Processing complete. The treasure gauge is now fully operational. It will now appear on your monitor. No, the needle will move right as you approach treasure. So, you can't actually see it behind my model, so I will remove my model as I explain this. But the treasure gauge, as you can see it in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, will turn gray whenever there are no treasures left on the floor, which is something that the ship did not tell us, so it's very important to know. But it will also react heavily when you get closer to treasure. That counts as treasures that are buried, which is something we haven't come across yet, but can happen. Treasures that are hidden in the dark, are hidden behind walls. It's very good to know and very nice to have, and it's one of the reasons that missing treasures is not really a problem after this point. But since that geyser leads us back up to the surface and we have more stuff to do there, I think we are going to end this episode here. So, I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we explore more of the Awakening Woods and see if we can find our globe that we need to find to go to our next location. But until then, happy adventuring!